Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we discuss about the joint land and co-sharer. First of all, we discuss about the joint land. What is the joint land and what is the definition of joint land? Joint land means any land or property held in the name of two or more persons or people or parties who each have equal rights and obligation to the land. That land called joint land. And what is about the co-sharer? Co-sharer, also called co-partner, co-owner or joint owner. Co-sharer means a person who retain any fraction of share in property, to have or possess or retain share of title, or has right to share in property. The words co-sharer clearly signifies that there are another persons who have right in the property. What are the rights of co-sharer in joint property? Each co-sharer has his right of ownership in each and every inch in joint land, irrespective of quantity of his interest. One co-sharer cannot be allowed to act in a manner which constitute an invasion on the right of other co-sharer. Co-sharer in possession of a portion of joint property cannot change nature of property in his possession without partition the joint land, or unless partition took place by metes and bounds. In a joint land, one co-sharer cannot cut and sail out trees standing on the joint land, and he also could not make a construction without due partition. One co-sharer who is in possession of our joint property cannot dispossess to other co-sharer except through partition suit. Co-sharer in one khasra number would be co-sharer in all khasra number and khevat in joint land. The possession of one co-sharer in joint land would be considered a possession on behalf of all co-sharers. One co-sharer on the basis of possession cannot take plea of adverse possession against other co-sharer. One co-sharer who is out of possession would be considered in possession on principle of constructive possession. After the transfer of joint land, the transferee becomes the co-owner and gets all his rights. He also has right to joint possession in property except a dwelling house. A co-sharer can sue for possession either for the benefit of the entire body of co-sharer or for the partition and possession of his own share. Every co-sharer would be considered to be in possession of each inch of unpartitioned land according to his share. Limitation would not run against co-sharer who is not in possession against other co-sharer who is in possession. Simply suit for possession against co-sharer without relief of partition is not maintainable in the eyes of law. In joint property, suit for permanent injunction against the other co-sharer is not maintainable except by bringing a suit for partition of joint property. If any co-sharer wants to partition the joint land, he can file a suit for separate possession through partition before the court of competent jurisdiction. If the land is in agricultural nature, then the suit filed before the court of revenue officer, Tehsildar, assistant collector. And if the land is in residential nature, then the suit filed before the court of civil judge. Thanks.